All right, this is what our refrigerator looks like at the end of week 1. Now I made a video and I'll have a clip of it or the link to it in the description of how long can we go without grocery shopping. So I figured it would probably be 2 or 3 weeks. We definitely have food on hand for at least 2 or 3 weeks. So where are we at today at the end of week 1? Well, we have about 15 eggs left. We have cheese sticks, of course, for lunch. My husband did eat a little bit of that Dean's French onion dip, so that's going to be eaten up. Some cheese for grilled cheese. We still have a little bit of margarine here and a full margarine here. I've got some pickles in the back and some cheese sticks in a glass container. A little bit of orange juice, a little bit of half and half, a full little, I don't know if that's a little pint or whatever, of milk, and then my husband's Fairlife milk that he has on the weekends if he has a bowl of cereal. Kitty's can of cat food, a couple of containers made up of yogurt, one container to make up yogurts with. We buy a big plastic container and then we split it into 7 of these little glass containers here. They're actually little ball jars, probably like jelly jars or jam jars or spice jars. We put the yogurt in that. Each container, let me see how many ounces in one. I'll have it in the show notes, but each container gives us 7 of those little ball spice jars. So we do that every week. I buy the container of vanilla. My husband buys Stonyfield strawberry, and you've probably seen that in a haul. So I've got a couple of mine made up on the left side on the bottom. I bought some strawberry jello. I always have jello on hand. I don't like making it homemade because I've never been able to do it homemade. I always get that film on the bottom and then the jello's ruined. So, and then we still got a little bit of homemade whipped cream that I make. So I make that to put on sometimes on desserts. And then we like to have coffee with homemade whipped cream, which is basically, because we don't do any creamers or sugar or anything. So the homemade whipped cream is just taking the heavy whipping cream and whipping it in a KitchenAid. And it usually takes like 10 minutes to whip into a thick homemade cream, and that's it. It's not overly healthy for you, but it's not any of that creamers and stuff like that with all the preservatives and additives and flavoroids or anything like that. And in the bottom crisper, we've got some potatoes left, 3 pounds of carrots, and then we still got those new potatoes left and a cabbage for my husband's cabbage salad. So, if you want to go back and look at that video and look at this video, you can kind of see what we have eaten up. We ate up some lettuce. We ate up some yogurt. I bought new when we went and got some fresh bananas, some jello in that in case anyone, because with my back problem and that, I haven't really had an appetite. Other than that, my husband's got a sweet roll for his Sunday morning coffee. Nothing has really changed. Nothing's changed in the door. We have some old bottled RC from, I guess, the end of 2023 that we still needed to use up. So there's one of those. The strawberry jam from, I think it's from Target. Yep, really good. More fruit, good price. I think it was like $1.89 at Target. Nothing's really changed. I did pick up another couple of pounds of butter. They were on sale at Walmart when I went and got the jello and bananas. Some 7-Up. Guess I'd always keep soda like that on hand for if you don't feel well. And the same old condiments. And I always date my condiments. So we know when we put them in there, they don't last forever. So we try to use them in the time period. Usually, I'm looking at 60 days. So if I put a condiment in there, I'm going to make sure that it's done in 60 days. And don't like to throw anything away. So that's what that looks like. We've got this freezer. This freezer's nothing has much changed. I still got some strawberries. I did find another strawberry jam recipe I'm going to try. So that'll use up the lion's share of these strawberries so that I have homemade strawberry jam all fall and winter and early spring. Bananas for smoothies, more strawberries. Got my little muffins, the banana muffins I make my husband for a work snack, and some brioche buns. Homemade cookies right here, homemade chocolate chip. I turned that when the weather was in the 70s, did the last of my baking for a while. Homemade peanut butter cookies. Those same pizzas that have been here forever. This has been here since Mother's Day. A lot longer than Mother's Day. Pie crust. I did something in a video where I bought an extra pie crust, and then the sweet rolls, and I think we bought those back in April. Even if it seems like it's a little freezer burn or whatever, we still eat it. Like I said, we're not going to throw anything out, but we don't eat everything, buy it and then eat it really fast. So usually if we buy, a box of sweet rolls with 6 of them in it, it's going to last us 2.5 months. So those will be in the next couple of videos, and then they'll be gone. So that's that freezer. This is the next couple of days. So on Friday we had soup and 2 leftover pieces of pizza that were in the freezer. Then today we had salad and leftover salmon. There'll be a clip in this video. Tomorrow we'll have homemade chicken strips and homemade potato salad. And then Monday we'll have brats that I found in the freezer and leftover potato salad. So that's just kind of what's going on for the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, we went through the entire freezer today to make sure I hadn't missed anything, because I had missed, I think, brats. So, still have some garlic scapes. Harvested them or got them from a local farmer way early this year. Sometime in April, I think. Got some hamburger buns. We still each got a container of ice cream. I found some cut leaf spinach, so we're going to incorporate that in a breakfast meal this next week. Green beans, I think I showed in a video that I was processing those. And we have about 4 little mozzarella sticks. Everything else in the freezer is 2 loaves of bread, 6 pounds of hamburger, and a couple of packages of lunch meat. And that's it. So, and that'll be fine, because we're going to have breakfast. I think that all total, as far as trying to put meals together, if we're just going to have meat like we usually do, a couple of meals, 3 or 4 meals, and then 3 meals without it, I think that we're going to do just fine with just 2 weeks of trying to clear all this stuff out, because the bread is going to be gone by this next week. The buns won't be, the mozzarella sticks will be, the spinach will be, the garlic scapes won't be. I'm saving that for pesto. I have 2 more packages of brats. We could use another package of those. The 6 pounds of hamburger, there's several meals I could make with that. So if I really wanted to, I think I could stretch it, and will, because we want to empty this freezer out until next, 2 Thursdays from now. But we are going shopping on August 9th, and so I will have a haul that will feature what we purchased. I will show you the list and the budget, and then I'll give a video of what we purchased. So I will definitely show this freezer as we eat it down this next following week, and then give a tour back of the refrigerator. Nothing much will change in the freezer above the refrigerator, and that is it. We haven't eaten any soup. We haven't eaten any rice, I don't believe, this last week. So everything is working out, and we're able to clean out a lot of stuff and prepare for the rest, for some new stuff, and for processing vegetables from the farm stands. Okay, we're coming to the end of week 1, so tonight's supper meal, which is Saturday night, is eggs. Our last zucchini that we had here in the household, we'll have to go buy some more when we have money and time. And then the last of the green beans that we grew this season. I think we had like maybe 6 or 7 harvests of maybe 2 handfuls at a time. This was the last one, which was just 1/2 handful, so it did great. And then here are my first pepper. I think there are 11 peppers ready to go on 1 plant. And these 4 tomatoes also came within just a few days on 1 of my tomato plants. I've already eaten 2 of them. So 6 good-sized slicing tomatoes on 1 plant that never got any taller than maybe 4.5 feet. And the pollinators that I always have, and I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed this, but the pollinators I always have are sweat bees. When I was a kid growing up, sweat bees, got stung by sweat bees. They were an irritant and an annoyance. It wasn't until just a couple of years ago I realized they pollinate my tomatoes, they pollinate my peppers. I can self-pollinate, that's not a problem. But these guys are hovering over my tomatoes, and when I learned that a few years back, I was just absolutely astonished. So, and they are, when I go out into my little deck garden, I can see them on a regular basis. So they're doing their job. They're in my roses, any flowers that I grow. They were on our potato flowers, pepper flowers, tomato, herb flowers, all of it. They're enjoying my garden, so they're good little helpers. I see 6 or 7 at a time, No more swatting, no more killing, because they're essential to my garden growing. And here's my meal. So everything's put together. Got about 2 ounces of, probably not quite, almost 2 ounces of salmon and 2 fried eggs. I like mine over hard. You know, if I hadn't grown my own tomatoes and struggled through the first few years of figuring out how to do it, I wouldn't have tomatoes today for my salad. I certainly wouldn't have pepper this week for a pizza. So I feel blessed that I struggled through it and have finally been able to grow. I've always grown cherry tomatoes, but I was challenged to grow slicers, able to do it. So yeah, this looks like a great meal, and I'm going to sit down now and enjoy it. Here's what my tomatoes look like inside. So they're basically slicer. They look great. Taste great. Really good tomatoes, no blight. I have had blight in earlier years of growing them, but I've learned how to avoid that. At least I've been pretty lucky in the way that I do things the last few years. If you're interested or trying to avoid blight yourself, just let me know and I'll give you a few tips. And then some lettuce, and I'll give you a shot of the refrigerator at just about the end of week 1. And here's some homemade potato salad. This is what I used: 3 good-sized russet potatoes and 3 hard-boiled eggs. And so I've made 4 cups of potato salad, so it's 2 meals. A cup each for tomorrow night's meal with brats, and then a cup each for the following night's meal. And I haven't decided if I'm going to make hamburgers or meatballs out of some of that ground beef. So yeah, quick and easy. You peel the potatoes and you boil them. That takes approximately 15 minutes, depending on how high you have the stove set. And the eggs I always do 5 to 7 minute eggs. And then you slice and dice, make up my potato salad. Dressing is real easy. For the 4 cups here, I put in 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of milk, salt and pepper, and a squirt of mustard. So that's great. Summer potato salad uses up ingredients in the refrigerator, helps us cook and eat things down so that we're ready and prepared for a grocery shop. And here we have some homemade coleslaw. So what I did was bought a red cabbage, and that was under $2. I used about 1/4 of the red cabbage, chopped it up, and then I made my own coleslaw dressing. And how I do that is I put about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise for what the portion you see here. It's just a little under 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of milk, a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and an 1/8 teaspoon of vinegar, or in my case, pickle juice. Stir that up. It makes a nice white, creamy, kind of zesty dressing. And then stir that through your coleslaw. And then I portion it up into, I think these are 1/2 cup containers. And then we have some left over for Monday evening's meal with the brats and the potato salad. My husband loves, loves, loves cabbage, and it's really healthy for you, especially the red or the purple cabbage. So just for $2 in that, we've got some things to add to his lunch. Since he gave up potato chips in his lunch and chocolate or candy bars in his lunch and cookies in his lunch, and went instead with 1 little small mini banana muffin and this coleslaw, along with his sandwich. He also gave up his cheese stick. Along with his sandwich, he has lost 13 pounds. So that is fabulous, because in the last 15 years, he hasn't done anything but gain weight. So eating a little bit healthier, probably in this case a lot healthier, going from a sandwich, potato chips, cheese stick, cookie, and a Snickers candy bar to a sandwich, coleslaw, and a banana muffin, and sometimes an apple thrown in. It has come a long way, and we did all that since just the end of last year, beginning of this year, and 13 pounds in the last 3.5 months. So I think that's fabulous. We can say 5 of it was water gain, but the rest of it's all on him from changing his diet, and me, taking the time, and it is taking time to make sure that, the substitutes that we put in their place were homemade and things that he liked, and definitely a lot less sugar and a lot less just junk in the food altogether. So, because my banana muffins are just bananas, butter, salt, vanilla, flour. I think it's just 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And I want to say, and of course the bananas, 3 good sized bananas. That's a lot better than a Snickers candy bar or a bag of chips. So, yeah, this is working out great.